G'day, it's Matt from Kira here. We're just going to show you quickly how to change the F12E over to mode 2. We've got a fair few customers out there that like mode 2, and if we don't get a chance to do it for you, then this is the way to go. So probably the first thing to start with is to just undo the four Allen key bolts at the bottom here. Now I've pre-loosened these ones just to save time, so we'll pull these out, and basically this plastic bracket at the bottom here just pulls straight off. There's nothing else that holds it on. Okay, so you just pull it off. There's just a couple of little clips in the centre, and then it comes off, and that's out of your way. Okay, and then you can turn it over. We'll just put a little bit of padding down here. Okay, on the back end side, there's 4 Allen keys that you're after. There's one here, one down here, one over here, and then the last one's up here, so 4. Undo all 4 of those, and then that's basically all the bolts there is to hold it on. The other thing you've got to do before you can lift the back off it is get a flat blade screwdriver in. There's actually a flat indented hole there that you can put your screwdriver in, and all you want to do is just pop this rubber off. It bends, it's fine, it won't break, and peel it all the way off, and the same with the other side. Same again in the indented piece there, and just pull it off. Okay, and then with all those off, should be right to just pop up. You just got to watch the little arms here. Probably just make sure they're roughly centered so you don't get them caught. And then just be aware that there is a clip right up the top corner here, but that'll let go once you start pulling it off. Okay, you heard it go then, and then that's it. And then you can disconnect these cables if you want to make it easier. I'm just going to leave them there for now, so we can whip it back together. So that's the back off. That's the hardest part. The next thing we want to do, this is a mode 1 transmitter at the moment, so we're going to flip it over to mode 2. So the first thing you want to do is we're just going to take this off, which sets the friction on the throttle. So you've got two, well, one's actually a threaded bolt, and the other one's a screw. The screw goes into the screw's the one that I've got now, and it goes into the plastic barrel. As you can see, there's plastic there, and then you've got a brass female connector there. So all you got to do is switch that around the other way. As you can see, they're around the other way here, and put it over on this one. So I'm just going to screw that one in here. And obviously you can adjust this to whatever friction you like. Some people don't like a lot of friction at all, and then others like it fairly tight, the throttle. So you can have a play with it underneath and get a rough gauge for how it feels. That's probably fine where it is now. So just note that this screw here is not supposed to be all the way down. That you only tighten that up depending on the tension or friction you want on your throttle. Okay, and the last piece of it is you've got to come back over to your existing throttle at the moment, and there's a little screw which I don't know whether you can see on the video, but it's that one right there. If we can get a focus, we probably can't get a focus. We'll just bring it back a bit and see. No, probably not, but what we'll do is we'll take that screw out now. When you take this little screw out, it's the only one on the side anyway, so it's pretty easy to find. When you pull this out, just hold this lever up here to take the tension off it. Otherwise you've constantly got tension on this little screw, and you don't want to be stripping the thread or stripping the head of this little screw, because if you can't get it back in, or even worse, can't get it out, it's going to create dramas. So I've pulled it out there, and then I'll just swing this around. What we want to do is just put it in the other side. Conveniently, there's a nice little spot just underneath the white plug. that we put it into, a hole that's already there, and you can see that going into that hole there. And we just want to try and go back a bit, and we're just going to screw that screw in. Once you get the thread started, again the opposite the other side, lift this lever up until you get the screw in all the way. The screw does have to be screwed in all the way flush, so make sure you put a little bit of force onto it, otherwise it's pretty easy to strip the head. So I'll just screw this in. It does take a little while, it's only a little screw, but it's got a fair few threads on it. As I said, make sure you push pretty hard on the screw head, otherwise you will strip it. That's the last thing you want. Okay, that's in firm there now, so I can let go of my lever. And what we should have is we should have our sticks changed over. So we'll flip this transmitter back over and have a look. And what we're looking for is, now we've got the throttle on the left and the right's loose and springs back into the centre. So we've got that sorted out. So now we can put the back on it. Nothing else to do inside it. The only thing to watch here when you put it back on is to make sure that your little levers here, your gimbal levers, are both fairly centered and up, and make sure you line them up with the holes in the back of the cover so that they come through. If you're trying to push against them, obviously something's going to break. And just make sure that it clips together fairly closely. And then, as I said earlier, there's a clip at the top here. Just push down on that, and it'll clip in. And that's about it. Obviously the reverse of what we just done. So you put all your Allen keys back in. These guys just push back into the holes. Get the right one. They just push back in and around. And I won't do it for now, but what I will show you is the software side of it. So we'll open it up. At this point it still thinks it's mode 1, so we've got to pull down the right, or what it thinks is the right throttle still, till we get into our menus. And then we just go into our system menu, and hopefully you can see that there, and all the way down to stick mode, and then just change from mode 1 to mode 2, and then you can turn it off. And then basically, now it's registered that you've got left hand throttle, so we'll put that down now, and you're good to go. So once everything's screwed back in place, that's all you've got to do to convert the F12E to mode 2. Thank you.